Cookie here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
Should we address some things on the text before we get into our guest? We introduce our guest first.
Let's introduce the guest first, because then if he wants
Chad
to pipe up, he certainly can. So Chad Bishoff's in the studio with us. You are a hometown boy and Scud High. Welcome to town. Do you still live here, don't you? Because you live in Elkhorn.
No, I live just over on 154th and Pacific.
You have a place in
Elkhorn.
Elkhorn.
I have a place in Elkhorn.
Got it.
Fancy.
Okay, we're going to talk about that too.
Yeah.
So you're in studio as a filmmaker. And we're going to talk about your film, and it looks really good.
Oh, thank
Honestly,
you.
By the way,
what a great idea.
It is. It's
funny.
It's awesome. Did you write this too?
No, I wish. We Greg Coolidge, who created and wrote the Ride Along franchise.
Okay.
Wrote this and directed it, and the minute I read the script, I
was
said,
it.
we have to do this movie.
And I will say that as people are hearing this, is opening day. So
Right.
that's when this episode is coming out.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Is on the day that it's up. So we'll pretend it's Friday.
That's great. It's right now.
It's right now. So right now you are in the midst of it right now, just so you know.
It's excellent.
Is it like waiting for a baby to be born? Kinda? Knowing that it's being...
Yeah, considering we shot this back, early 2018. I mean, we've been writing with this for 2 years, and
Like a baby elephant. That's like a long gestation.
There's 9 months, and then there's another 9 months, and it just kind of keeps going.
Well, is that
You're
a
going,
couple
when's
more
it happening?
just for good measure? Yeah. The name of the movie is called The Turkey Bowl, and we're going to talk about it and what it's about in just a second. And now we're going to throw it back to Pat because we got housekeeping we got to take care of.
Well,
so
we
feel free to pipe up.
402-403-9478. We were talking about Fartgate yesterday.
Oh, because
Chris Matthews.
Chris
Have
Matthews.
you heard about this, Chad?
/
I haven't heard about this. I heard the term this morning, and I went, I need to know more.
Yeah.
It was Representative Congress.
Somebody.
Politician Swalwell from California. Anyway, he was being interviewed by Chris Matthews on Hardball, and he was standing there talking, and all of a sudden, it happened. And he just kept talking, but there was a little jump. And so there's the discussion of whether or not it was him or Matthews. Matthews says, Hardball responded and said, no, it was just the sound of a mug being drug across a table.
It wasn't. It was a fart.
I can't make it sound like that.
How would you drag a mug and make that happen?
You
You
wouldn't.
can't.
Especially on like a national TV set, it would be silent. Come on.
Yeah. And if you're
Should
lifting,
be.
I'm sorry, anytime that accidentally happens, I'm
There was
doing the bob.
There's just a little movement, but he kept talking, face didn't really show anything.
Just own it, man.
Right.
And we got a text on this one. It says, anyone remember when Nancy Grace farted on the air live? Remember that?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It was like 10 years ago.
I forgot all about that.
Yep. And then
How does that not happen more often?
Because it was on Dancing with the Stars. Remember?
I mean, how does it not happen more often?
I don't know. It probably does. It goes into their chair.
See, that's the real question. How many times has it happened and you don't know?
That had to be happening all the time, I would think.
I would think, yeah.
But you're right. That was on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, and this is from Lee. Says, I have my notification on my phone whenever I get a work email, it plays a random fart noise. It's kind of awesome.
That's right up Pat's alley.
And since I teach at a middle school, I'll be walking around the classroom, have my phone in my pocket, and all of a sudden make a fart noise. That's funny, Lee.
You used to have, was it just like was it an app?
With
the difference?
Oh, for the fart noises? Yeah. It was an app. It was like just a remote thing you'd put under somebody's chair and just fire it off.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, every 12-year-old boy should.
I always like the whoopee cushion.
I know, right? It's right up that same, except it has variety.
Digital whoopee cushion.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and then let's see what else. Oh, we had somebody said use DuckDuckGo if we're searching things instead of Google, because we talked yesterday about things you shouldn't Google.
We had a list of, and we didn't even do the whole list because some of the things on there were pretty questionable, but the top things not to Google. Part of the reason was legit because you give away information if you look up like certain illnesses or your name or maybe certain legal problems. All that stuff gets added to your profile. And of course, Facebook keeps track of that stuff and Google keeps track. And then you see ads for things that could solve your problems.
Yeah, it's like,
right?
Who's that got arrested because they kept using Alexa to ask how to kill your wife?
Right.
And then the wife suddenly shows up dead, and they're like,
That's That's so weird.
Why am I implicated?
Right?
Right.
I was just
had no
asking.
idea. I was just asking Siri.
Just asking. DuckDuckGo is pretty good. I just forget to go there. It's stupid
not on-
habit.
Because it's too hard to say. Why don't you just DuckDuckGo it? Just Google it.
Google it. Ingrained.
So 402-403-9478. You can send us a text, voicemail, whatever.
All right, let's talk about this movie. All right, so the Turkey Bowl.
Yes.
Wherever you want to start. However, how do you want to start telling this story? The plot of the movie itself is excellent. Who's in it is excellent.
It's a wonderful cast.
All the way around.
So I guess we'll start with what it's about. It's about an urbanite who gets word of his friend's passing, goes back to his small town in Oklahoma begrudgingly, only to find out that it was a ruse to trap the former star quarterback in his hometown and force him to finish the game that got snowed out in '99 against their bitter rivals.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
So he's the big man on campus.
Oh yeah,
He
star
graduated.
quarterback, and then went, I'm not going to be reliving these for the rest of my life. I'm gone.
He's not Rico.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not still in the Letterman jacket at 35 drinking beer. And
We'll talk
and
about
all
the
that.
tracksuit in a minute. Anyway,
Great. Yay.
okay, so and then that's the funny because he goes back and then he realizes what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and everybody's in on it. Even the judge, he's sentenced to have to finish the game. I mean, everything. His parents are in it. The friends are in it.
So why wouldn't he go back? Why did he? I mean, obviously
He's
go back
done
to
with
a small town
He's
and
done.
Well, sure, it's that
Just
small
out?
town thing. It's like you're in a town of 200-300, and you go, I'm going to move to Chicago, and now he's living the big urban life and married to a senator's daughter, and
why go
Yeah.
back?
why go back?
Right, and so they're bound and determined to get him to come home.
And they had to trick him. They've been begging him to come back for years, and no.
It's good. You've got some impressive cameos and some pretty cool people that are in this film. Who all have you been working with?
So the film stars Alan Richardson, Matt Jones, and Ryan Hansen. Wonderful guys to work with. John Beasley, who is an Omaha native.
I've just been watching him. As a matter of fact, he's in Limetown.
Yes.
Which is on Facebook Watch
Yep.
right now. It surprised me. Like episode 3, all of a sudden I'm like, hey,
That's John Beasley.
that's Mr. Beasley.
It happens a lot with him. It's like, oh wait, that's Chad Bishoff.
That's John Beasley.
That literally happened to me last night. I finally checked in on Disney Plus and watched the first episode of The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
First scene, first episode, it's him.
There's Chad Beasley,
And I'm like, oh, it's John.
He's killing it.
right?
He's overseas right now shooting another movie. I wish he was here. I mean, he would be here doing all this stuff with us. He wants to be here, but he's doing
my
another movie. Which
God,
good
that
for
would be
him.
awesome. I remember once I was stopped at Hy-Vee up on like 108th and Fort. And I was walking in, and he was just walking out of the Hy-Vee. He's just like Mr. Regular Joe. He's walking in a tracksuit. And he was walking, and I so
He
bad
does
wanted
that.
to go
He
over and
does
just
that.
like, excuse me.
Hey, it's Chad Beasley. Yeah. Just like when you're watching Netflix. Just Hy-Vee, Netflix.
Exactly. So anyway, okay, so John Beasley's in it. Who else you got in there?
Kristen Hager's in it. She's the love interest, the high school fling. That
Oh, okay.
kind of, I don't want to give anything away as
Okay.
if it's a secret.
It's every small town's story.
Yeah,
I
you
swear
gotta
to
have it.
God.
Yeah.
Not every time you run into him in the women's bathroom, though. Oh,
What? Yes. Excellent.
no, the movie is just so fun. It's 2 hours long, and for a comedy, it is a fast movie. It keeps moving. You got a whole bunch of older 30-something.
What happens? Oh, it's that's my phone. It's just Romania calling. Let's actually.
You get that call too?
I
You
wanna
want
see.
to
Let's see
answer
if
it?
we can answer
Okay,
it.
let's see.
Answer it.
Hello. Romania. This Romania.
Hello?
Hello?
Never mind, I'm not going to do that. That's set Transylvania, sorry.
Come on, Romania. I want your insurance for your washing machines.
Obviously, they hung up on you.
Dang it.
Okay, anyway.
Never happens
I
when
get
we're
that. I actually get that call
From
all
Romania?
the time. Oh, from Romania.
Yeah.
It started about a year and a half ago.
I don't know. I've never
I've
answered
never
the
had
Romania.
that.
I've had one from, it says United States. Had that one.
Yeah.
I've had Egypt, I think.
Haven't had that one.
Yeah.
No.
Just says Egypt.
Yeah, because that's just
Egypt. It's
In
called from
general.
Egypt.
hey, Egypt's calling.
Yeah.
Small place.
Egypt's calling. Okay, sorry. Romania interrupted.
Let's see. Who? Coach.
Yeah. Barry Switzer
No kidding.
plays coach
He's
in the
in
movie.
the movie?
He's in the movie. He comes in halfway through where they're struggling, and it's like, we got to get some help, and they rescue Coach from the retirement home.
Does he? Yeah, I've heard he's had a pretty good sense of humor.
He's got an amazing sense of humor. I mean, he didn't blink an eye when I'd walk by. We shot actually at his house for a day. He just welcomed us in, and I'd walk by, his office with the shrine of history, and I'd just go, Tom Osborne. He didn't phase him. I was really expecting
Those two were really
reaction.
good friends, I think,
That's
though.
funny.
Aren't they? They were pretty good friends.
Yeah,
as
they
well
were.
as being
I did
good
that all
foes.
night, and I
That's
never once got
awesome.
a.
Side eye, a
funny.
little side eye from
Yeah.
him. Oh my God! Let's talk about you a little bit too.
Sure.
From Omaha, Scud High, as we mentioned. You know what I saw on a video of you? Where they asked one of the questions was your favorite high school memory.
Oh dear. What was
what?
my answer?
He doesn't even remember his favorite memory.
What were you?
I was
what were
prepped
you-
for that one.
What were you known
Probably.
for? Let's say that. What were you known for in high school? Do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I think it depends on who you ask.
Isn't that the truth?
I mean, let's
hear
be
you.
honest. I mean,
Yeah.
no, it's. I graduated in '99, so that we're 20 years ago.
Wow.
Isn't that
And
crazy?
right?
It goes
Yeah.
so fast. It's nuts. It takes you
Blinks.
forever to get through 4 years of high school.
Yes.
And then you look back and it's 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, what?
What? Where? What
When
happened?
did that just happen?
This was yesterday.
Yeah.
What did you do when you got out of school?
So I started at the time. Metro had the best film program because this was before digital. This was before anything. So I started going to Metro to learn how to shoot, video and film. And they start you in film where you're actually shooting 35 stills and processing it, all that kind of stuff. And then pretty quickly, when About Schmidt came in, I jumped onto that movie in casting and worked under John Jackson. And
Oh my gosh.
that was sort of my push into the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And so from there, never really looked back. Jumped from job to job, started in production, and then eventually became a production manager. Did a few hundred regional and local ads, and then just said, "What am I doing? I need to go back to making movies." And so after I did Vino Veritas back in about 2013, that shot and filmed down in Lincoln, and then It Snows All the Time is where I met my partner Eric, who lives in LA but is from here.
Wow.
That was when I put together Syncretic Entertainment and founded that with him, and we just finished our 7th film in the last 5 years, and we're just
And no
doing
slouch
it.
either. Lionsgate is on board with this.
I mean, it's a small name.
No big deal.
It's known a little bit around
just
here.
Lionsgate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. It's known. Yeah, it's known a little
big
bit.
deal.
That's too cool. Family.
Married. Yep,
Yeah.
married, and I got 2 little 4-legged fur babies. Chester, who's 8, is a little Yorkie poodle, and then I got Ted. Is our 2-year-old.
That's awesome.
It's technically Theodore.
Oh,
but
Theodore.
I don't think he actually knows that's his real name. It's just Ted
Got it.
or I
Ted.
think he thinks it's Tiad because for some reason we draw it out here.
Ted. Yeah.
But, yeah, and he's the Maltese Shih Tzu poodle. And he's
I love Shih Tzus.
oh
Shih Tzus are the best.
Yeah.
full of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I always joke, he's sort of my and I mean no disrespect, he's sort of my dumb child.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's the one that if the van door opened, they're like, "Hey kid, you want some candy?" He'd be like, "Sure, where's
Yeah.
the candy?"
Man.
Chester would be standing back going, "Dude, no."
Yeah.
Don't trust anybody.
I saw a comedian this morning. I don't remember who it was. It was on Facebook, waiting for my class at the gym to start, and I'm watching it. And he said that he goes, people that always have this one dumb person in your family. Always, everybody has one dumb person, and it's always that like the couple that says, "Oh man, my 3 kids one went to Princeton, one went to Yale, one went to Harvard." The guy, "Yeah, but you have 4 kids." And that's the one that's putting together the list of the smartest animals in his basement and drawing stuff.
Right? There is always one.
Always.
Always.
Yep.
It's kind of interesting too. Is I just recently adopted 2 cats. I have a German Shepherd. I adopted a pair of cats. They're 5 and 8 years old. She is 8, and her name's Bella, and he is 5. His name is Dexter. I renamed them. Those names just seemed to fit them when I met them. They're like this, and the names they had were awful, so I changed their names. I think I almost changed Dexter's name the last few days. His name's real close to becoming Duke.
Duke?
Because every morning he gets up and he eats.
Oh,
and
then he dukes.
And yes, and he poops, but he never covers it up. So you can smell it.
Oh, yeah, upper decker.
Right? So at first I was going to call him Mike.
Oh, my brother.
who has the worst farts on earth.
We just told us.
We just can't get off the fart topic.
I know. Welcome to the Pat and JT podcast.
Love it.
I
feel at home here.
We just talked about that on Thanksgiving. That story of you
Did
being
you
trapped
really?
in the back of his car where he was in the front, turned the heat on, and he just gassed her out on the way to the casino.
I was behind him. I'm in a 2-door, and we're heading over to the casino.
He still has a scar in his neck from you clawed him.
I was like, open the windows.
Trying to get out.
Oh my God, it was awful. So I almost named my cat Mike.
Yeah.
But I decided I'm going to go with Duke. I'm not sure. We'll see how things work out.
Is that an aggressive move for a cat not to cover his poop out? I thought it's like
Otherwise, he's very playful. It's like I've had him for 3 weeks. I haven't touched him because they don't. They're kind of like
sweet loving home.
I feel the love over here.
Yeah, right.
It's driving me crazy because they're both so floofy, and I want to touch them. It's like I want you to come sit on my lap, and they're like, not yet, lady. And
there's a lack of trust so far.
They had a really rough life. They were at the Humane Society since June, and I just got them about a month ago, and so we're gaining ground though, because now they chase each other and they play with the toys. They play with each other, and then they see me and go, and they turn around and go the other way. And I'm like, oh, it's getting so close because they'll come sit right next to me, put my hand down, and they're out of here. I'm like, God,
You'll get there.
Teasing me.
It's amazing the different personalities of animals that are out there.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, our family having Pets Earth. We've seen a lot more.
Explain too. We were going to talk about that. Pets Earth is his place in Elkhorn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my family and I started about 8 years ago an all-natural pet food store called Pets Earth. We have grooming. We have an in-house baker that makes little healthy doggy
This is
treats.
just not in Elkhorn?
And that's So we just opened our second one in Elkhorn about a year and a half ago.
What part of Elkhorn?
It's right next to the high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, wow, that's great. Where's the other one at?
The other one's on 84th and Giles in Papillion.
Good for
So,
you.
yeah, 8 years strong. Mom, dad, brother, sister, myself.
That's awesome.
And all of our fun.
Oh my God.
How cool is that?
Lorian,
I
we
love
just
it.
yeah. My dad retired about 8 years ago from the insurance industry. Or I mean, he retired a few years ago, but 8 years
Yeah.
ago he said, "I'm about to retire. Let's just have some fun."
Yeah.
And my brother was graduating with a degree from UNO, had put together a business plan, and we all said, "All right, let's do it."
Let's do
and
it.
so far, it's working out. We've
That's
had a great run.
great.
And so I've spent
That's
a
cool.
lot more time around various animals, and it's just so fun to see all the
Yeah.
different personalities.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the truth. I take him to doggy daycare every day. And so, I've had him for about a little over a year and a half. He's a rescue himself, but he had self like insecurity issues, and he's gotten over that famously. And so now it's fun to go though, because all the different dogs. I love when it's pickup time and you're there waiting in line, and then their dogs come out. Some of them are just a hoot, man. They're just like on fire when they come out, and they want to say hi to everybody.
Yep.
And they're also, and it's really funny too, because you see the people waiting for their animals, and I'm curious to see what animal comes through the door.
Yep.
Each one of them, you have a big burly guy, and you have the little guys, and you have the petite woman who has a big bulldog, and just all of them. I'm like, I got to go follow her and see how she gets that dog in her car.
You see,
I'm like, hold on.
It's not just the animals or the personality of the animal. It's the human picking the personality in some ways too. And
Yeah, that's true.
And so when you see things like that, you're going, I want to know the backstory.
Yeah, how did
Right.
that happen?
The filmmaker in me goes, I want to write this. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
What is going on here?
True.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting because picking these two cats, for instance, went against everything. But I'm like, I want to give them a chance, where they can have a place they can be safe.
Yep.
But they're testing me, man. All I want to do is love them.
Cover their poop up.
That's all
you want
Just
them
cover
to
your
do.
poop up,
Well, it takes
Duke.
Again, I think it's a power move. I think
I think it's like,
It might-
listen,
'cause
if I want to, I could cover this up, but I'm gonna
Right?
gas you
because
out.
instinctually you kick. I mean,
Yeah.
a cat,
Just started doing
they
this.
kick.
we have two cats. One of ours, Addie, is now we're down in the laundry room and folding clothes or doing whatever, and she walked in, did her little thing in the litter box, and she had to go number 2, and she put 2 paws on the edge of the box, a third paw on the edge of the box, and like she's getting leverage. And Beth and I were looking. We didn't want to make eye contact because they look down like they're shamed. Like you don't want to look at you while you're pooping. So we're like looking side eye, and we're like, "What is she like getting leverage?"
Yes.
And she was. She's like getting like, "This is gonna be a good one."
This is like having the handles in the stalls.
Right.
Man. Here we
Love
go.
it.
Oh my God.
So you, as a filmmaker, you have to see that all the time because when we're on the radio or we're doing podcasts, not people pooping all the time.
Yeah.
But like,
where's this headed?
Like everything, like, oh, I want to write about that. I want to do a movie. I want to do a pilot. I want to talk to that person. I want to
Or
find
you want that person
backstory.
to be a character
for
in a
sure.
movie.
Oh,
I
for
gotta
sure.
have that person as a character.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I've got notes on my phone and voice recordings that go 10, 15 years back. Thanks to technology, your phone just keeps updating and Apple just keeps moving everything over.
And
so
giving you more space.
So you can
all of
actually
a sudden
see
I
how
go,
much
wait.
you've procrastinated on,
the
right?
little drunk messages at 2007. Remember to write about this night.
Right. You ever done? Oh my God! You get up the next morning, you see the notes, and you're like, "Who was here?
What?
Who wrote this?"
Do you know what my best idea was?
What?
My best idea, I had a dream, and I mean, this thing was spot on. I woke up, wrote everything down. I wrote a whole synopsis, a whole outline for it. I woke up the next morning, said, I cannot wait to read this again. I picked it up, and it was squiggly lines.
No way! And you, in your mind, you thought you were writing completely.
I
legible?
thought I had this whole story down pat.
Oh my God!
Don't remember a
And
thing of
there-
it.
not a thing.
Not a
Couldn't
thing.
even tell you. I mean,
You knew it was great.
I just knew it was amazing. I mean, I knew it was so amazing.
sad.
I woke up and was so excited to read it, and then kind of tweak it a little.
Yeah.
Because you're probably thinking, this is the best way ever to do this.
Here I come, Hollywood.
I've got my whole scenario. I can do this over and over again. I can just create like this, and then
Yes.
you see it, and you're like,
I mean, it was literally squiggly lines.
That's hilarious.
For an entire note page. I mean, it wasn't like one line. No, it kept going.
That
Like I didn't even wake up as it was progressing.
you're probably
Very
looking back
smart.
at it, could read it perfectly when you look back at it. Oh
Right.
yeah, I got it. Okay, that's
Yep.
great. Yes, let's keep going.
Thank God, and I go back to bed and
My
Nothing.
God, that's awesome.
So sometimes we notice in Hollywood too that talking about the themes of movies, there'll sometimes be a movie that comes out that is about whatever, cars, or that's very broad.
that was a good movie though.
Thanks. Well, yeah, it's got this Mater guy, but like one the studio comes out with a movie that's kind of the same theme, but then like in the next month or two, a couple other ones come out with the same kind of movie.
Oh,
where
yeah.
it's similar. Do they hear that that one studio is making a movie like this? Like, well, we got to make one kind of similar.
Oh, for sure. Oh, absolutely. I mean, everybody knows
Yeah.
everything that's going on early. The first thing that reminded me
That's
is
crazy.
the first time I really was aware of that was
Yeah.
back when it was Armageddon, and then a week later it was like Deep Impact.
Yes.
You're like, what?
Yes.
Volcano and then eruption.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing.
Same
that
thing.
was. You could even go back though. I mean, that has always been that case.
Always
Now you
been the
say that
case.
because like in the 70s, the disaster movies were huge.
Yeah.
And it was Earthquake, and it was
Towering Inferno.
Towering Inferno, Poseidon Adventure. I mean, you had all of these movies, and almost all of them been remade in some form or another.
I
It
think
seems
we're
like
heading into that more and more.
it's terrible. There are no more original ideas. It's what it feels like sometimes.
Well, I mean-
Your movie is a nice
Very original.
breath
Thank you.
of
I mean,
fresh
it
air.
does have a touch of some other films.
It's
from
got
the past,
some
but
great
but it's
humor in
yes.
it.
Alan Richardson is. I mean, every time he walks on screen, I just lit up. He's so funny. I mean, he plays the antagonist,
Yeah.
from the town over.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's just. I
Do you
mean,
wanna-
when you see it, it's hilarious.
We'll play a little clip.
Can you
Yeah.
play the one
I
clip
don't
of
know
him
which-
antagonizing? I
We'll
think it's
play-
titled "Ooh."
Yes, that's exactly the one that I have pulled up.
Oh, good. That
Okay.
was the one I was hoping you could play.
There you go.
Okay,
That's
so
how
who
it
is
works.
this? Explain this again.
So this is Alan Richardson, who has run across Ryan Hansen's character, and these are the two quarterbacks who are rivaling, and he had just picked up Alan had just picked up Ryan's high school love interest.
Got it.
Talking about SVP sneak up the middle, drive through the hole, and oh, don't stop, Daddy. Ooh, touchdown.
I love
That's
everything
funny.
about it. From the music that you use is awesome.
It's a wonderful '90s throwback.
It really is. It really is. This is going to be something a lot of people, and that is, man, is that not like the calling right now? Anything
totally.
90s is it.
Anything '90s.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
So talk the name of your pet food place. again.
Pets Earth.
Pets
Pets
Earth.
Earth.
And online too.
You can find us online,
Okay.
but we just have our 2 physical stores right now.
Okay.
That's
Good
awesome.
enough.
And the movie can everywhere now. It's out
Yes.
now.
Yeah, it's out now. And then Omaha, we have an Omaha exclusive with Westwood Cinemas theatrically.
Cinemas,
So, and they're going to be hosting us on Sunday the 3rd.
Okay.
For an actual filmmaker Q&A.
Nice.
And all that. So
I hope everybody gets out for that because
And we'll post all
it's
the
been
info
fun
on our
talking.
Facebook page and the trailer and everything.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Everything's there. It's been great meeting you and getting to know you.
Thanks,
yeah,
Chad.
you guys too. Thank you so much for having us.
You got it, man.
You betcha.
Thanks.
Turkey Bowl, guys.
We'll see you.
Pat and JT Podcast. A Parkville Media Production.